3. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Fuck yeah! Here we are, everybody. We did it again. A rainy Monday night in Los Angeles. Give yourselves a hand for coming out, everybody. Yeah. Come on. Only a show this crazy can we have this much fun on a Monday, right?
Yeah.
Hello to the thousands and thousands on Ustream. Hello to the live audience. Keep it going for Pat Reagan, everybody. You just heard him singing the tunes.
Wasn't ready for you to get off, Pat.
He knows who he wants to take him home. How you doing, Pat?
Good, man.
Good. You just got back to some traveling, right?
Yeah, I went to Boston, saw my parents, got yelled at. It was good. How
I
you?
love that. What did they yell at you for?
Not waking up early enough?
Ooh. Where were you sleeping? The old bedroom?
No, just like a creepy old bedroom with my grandma's old shit in it.
Whoa. Is she dead?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
so you
white
just have
lace bed sheets.
Oh, fuck. That had to get creepy, huh?
Yeah.
Are you like me? Do you sometimes just lay in bed and stare at shit until you scared fall asleep? That's what I've always done since I was a kid. I've always fallen asleep scared. I don't know if it has something to do with how I've turned out or anything, but every night. And then it actually got pretty good a few months ago, and then I watched this movie called Babadook. Oh my God. Wow. I watch a lot of movies, and I wasn't expecting it to be that scary. And I specifically remember I had to travel the next day, so I had like a 6 a.m. or a 7 a.m. flight. And I watched it at like 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., and I did not get any sleep that night at all. Like, it was even more different than the usual scaredness. I was like really staring at my door and then the windows and then everything. That movie will fuck with you, man. Stay away from the Babadook. Stick with Kill Tony. Have you seen this movie, Brian?
No, what is it about?
It's going to scare the shit out of you.
Babadook?
You know what it does? You know what the Babadook does that other scary movies really don't do? Is it just shows you that perspective. Like, it just makes you look at nothing. Like, you're just staring down a hallway and nothing's happening until something happens. So many movies nowadays, like I've seen a couple lately in the theater that are supposed to be thrillers and scary, and they make you look down the hallway and nothing happens, and that's like their cool alt twist to the scary movie. It's like, no, give me a fucking monster. Give me Babadook.
So is it all just like shock stuff? Is there any plot to it at all, or
great.
is it just like
There's
really
a super
loud noises?
plot. Their mom and a son are hanging out, and she reads him a scary story called Babadook. And the shit in the middle of the story, it's just like, and then it kills the little kid, and she's like, what the fuck? While she's reading it, but then the Babadook is there. It's there. Maybe. I don't know. No spoilers here on Kill Tony. Maybe I'm fucking with you and there's nothing down the hallway this whole movie, but you're waiting for it because of the hype, because I threw some money into Babadook. I threw 5 on it. All right, guys.
Any relation to Marma?
Marmaduke? No, very funny though. Brian,
what is
over the pistol button? He had his finger over the pistol button for that, just in case he thought it wasn't gonna get a laugh. Motherfucker, you gotta. People like a good Marmaduke joke once in a while.
Yeah.
I've never heard too many Marmaduke jokes.
When you don't know the movie, you saying Barbadook or whatever it is.
Babadook.
Babadook. Yeah, it's
like
so confusing.
Alibaba and then Duke, like shit.
Yeah, no idea what it is. It's so confusing.
That's the
great.
tagline of the movie. It's Babadook. Alibaba.
Welcome to our new movie review podcast, guys. We get a live audience in here to review new scary movies. Babadook is like the only one worth watching, so there you go. That's my gift to you guys for coming out on a Monday night.
Strangers.
A movie that will fucking scare you to the soul. Anyway. Guys, welcome to Kill Tony, episode 127. Ryan J. Ebelt is here, the house artist. Look at him. Look at him. He's got a blank sheet of paper. It's already chipping away at tonight's episode. You'll see at the end of the episode, he's going to draw the whole thing. We got Pat Reagan, we got Brian Redband, and everything is good. You guys ready to start the show or what? We are going to bring up one half of our secret guests tonight. He is one of the funniest comedians in the world, one of the most brilliant writers. His work has been on Blackish and Comedy Central and HBO. He's one of the funniest people. I'm lucky enough to work with him a lot. Put your hands together for the great Ian Edwards, everybody. Ian Edwards. the great, the fabulous, the man, the myth. Ian Edwards is back on the show. Your other secret guest is on his way. He's just going to walk in at any point, and that's going to be great. His name's Pat.
Pat Reagan. It's Pat Reagan.
Hello. Hello, Pat.
Hello, Ian. All right.
No, that's right. Now I remember. You guys had a little rivalry last time.
It wasn't much of a rivalry. Rivalry is when the other person challenges you. Police brutality.
Shots fired. Pat, how do you feel about Ian Edwards being back? Do you have any hostile feelings since the last episode? Feel good.
All right.
There you go. He's trying to kill you with kindness.
It's not gonna work.
I love it.
Work. It looks a little nervous.
I was getting used to the format of the show a little bit, and I was like taking a bad way with comedians.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I was getting every week. Comedians were like, "Fuck this guy."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was doing something normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so amazing
I don't feel bad.
how people that don't even watch the show come on and just instantly hate Pat.
He was trying to be weird, that weird dude that makes you feel uncomfortable. I was like, fuck that.
He is weird.
I
not
make
happening.
people feel uncomfortable. My mom tells me that comedy makes people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
And your music.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
And your life.
I like being weird.
I like it, though. With those glasses, you sort of look like a Weird Al Madrigal.
It's hilarious.
That's a real inside comedy reference, but
Funny as fuck, though.
you could recognize anybody who knew Al Madrigal because they just went, bah!
You know what it is? I don't completely believe you're weird.
I believe I'm weird.
I don't believe the
wanna defend it,
authenticity of your weirdness.
People have told me I'm weird almost every day my entire life.
Who are these people?
Sounds like they might be
Like,
weird.
why would that many people talk to a real weird person?
Yeah.
You usually stay away from a weird person. Who walks up to a weird person and say you're weird? You know you're weird when people avoid you.
That happens.
People are telling you you're weird. You're normal, motherfucker. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of weird, before you got on here, I was talking about a scary movie I saw recently called The Babadook. Have you seen this movie?
Nah, I never heard of it, man.
Do you watch any scary movies?
Yeah. If I'm with a girl, it's a good thing to do.
Ah, I see.
They jump into your arms. The movie does the work for you. They don't jump into your arms. The movie sucks.
Yeah.
That's how I rate horror movies.
Were you guys
How many
anything
times?
Were you guys anything for Halloween?
Yeah, I was me.
Yeah.
I was lazy. I didn't even go out.
Yeah.
I stayed in.
I think a lot of us stayed in this year.
Yeah.
You stayed in?
Yeah, me too.
Shot.
You did?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
I thought-
Did you?
I played cards with my parents and wore a Jean-Luc Picard mask.
Wow. What kind of cards did you play?
500. It's an old Midwestern,
Yeah.
boring-ass card game.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it, actually.
How many rounds do you think you went with your parents in this card game?
We played until like past 2 a.m., which they never stay up.
Wow.
It
Were you
was
guys
a good
drinking?
time. We were drinking, yeah. It was fun.
Both your parents drank?
Mm-hmm.
You think they fucked that night?
No.
What makes you so confident?
Just no.
How do you know?
They
Did you have a
got-
cup
their
to the
relationship I
door?
cannot figure out. No one in my whole extended family can figure out their
Why?
relationship.
What do you mean? What can't you figure out about it?
I don't want to reveal too much. My mom's 10 years older than my dad. My dad's like this fucking like Johnny businessman, like super good looking dude, and my mom's like this crazy like big bird lady who's like I don't even know, man. like for a while I was like I shouldn't say. For a while I was like, is my dad gay? I was like, is my dad a beard? You know?
Did your mother have money?
Yeah, she had some money.
What's so tough to figure out?
No. But my dad. That's breaking it down with that. Yeah, I mean, there's more to it.
Normally when somebody thinks their dad's too businessman-y and like probably doesn't do anything that crazy, normally that's the guy that like makes them wear the whole gimp outfit and puts the ball gag in her mouth. Do you think your mom's like doing crazy shit like that, and that's
dude,
why you
she's
don't?
Like, she's like literally, she's like still like a little girl from the 1950s, but now she's a 65-year-old, 67-year-old woman.
Huh.
So she still hates black people.
No,
get
she's
it.
like right around the neighborhood with like a bird on her head. She took her cousin to prom. She's just like
A bird on her
She
head.
made me go to the Dale Carnegie How to Win Friends and Influence People seminar when I was like 15. I was with a bunch of like fucking 35-year-old
Let's get back to this bird on the head thing.
Yeah,
you
what the
mentioned
fuck's a bird on
second
the
ago.
head?
I want that Mount Rushmore occurred naturally.
Wait, what?
Bird. She used to have a pet bird.
Uh-huh.
Ride it around on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Brownsburg, Indiana.
On a bicycle?
Mm-hmm.
And she was that lady that rode around on a bicycle.
Kid at that time. Yeah.
Oh, a kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
With a bird on her head.
Yeah.
And you described her as Big Bird-like.
Yeah.
Because she's what, tall?
Big lady.
Oh, big.
She's big. She's loud. You
Oh.
can hear her coming.
Oh, but not that kind of coming,
Yeah,
though,
not
right?
that kind of
Because your dad's not fucking her. Josh, any updates? Okay.
And she's also has terrible health problems, so she's in constant physical pain, so I don't think they can have any sex. She moans, but when she moans, she's doing, like, back and knee exercises.
It's fuck- it's hilarious.
Does your dad have trouble sitting down?
What, you mean like my mom's wearing a dildo or something?
Yeah.
No.
Pegged?
No. I'm not doing that.
So you've never heard your parents have sex?
No.
Oh. Huh.
No.
Interesting.
That's sad.
How do you think that's affected you as a young man?
I don't know.
And they're your biological parents.
I mean, it fucked, but sexually, I think I got fucked up going to all boys Catholic high school.
Oh,
Careful
all
how you
boys.
say
Being
that.
very repressed, being into hardcore music, being straight edge, going to all ages shows, and we would do hardcore dancing and shit, which is really just kids with boners just fucking flailing around.
Huh.
Because they don't know what to do with their boners. And I didn't know what to do with my boner, and I was afraid to touch girls. I was afraid to talk to girls. I was so fucking terrified.
Wow, there it is.
There we go.
You got me with that one. I got a hard blank out of that. I really thought that may have been real for a second. That one I thought was real. Out of all the ones that have ever happened on this show, out of nowhere, that one I thought was a real one for some reason.
Can't wait to rewatch.
Because I was thinking about this monologue that Pat was going on, and I'm like, you know.
I'm disappointed it wasn't real.
Right.
That he's still sitting there alive.
I love it. Well, guys, I think that's the thing about Periscope is like they're right in your face with these insults.
I know.
I'm having a fun live show here, and some assholes.
Sorry
just
about
like,
that, Tony.
Tony got so scared.
Yeah, he squirted cum all over my shoes, guys.
Who comes when they're scared, Brian? That doesn't even make any sense.
That's a weird scare.
Feargasm.
Fell out of the ass.
Guys, so let's just start the show, shall we? You know how it works. Over 40 comedians signed up tonight. They're all stacked against the back walls. Way deep that room goes on the other side. And they signed up for the chance to do 60 seconds on this stage and get feedback and talk to our two illustrious special guests that we have on tonight. Our other one, very close to arriving. So there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Rogan. Boom. How about that? What's up, buddy? There we go. Perfect timing.
Solid entrance.
Perfect timing. He
I like
didn't want
dramatic entrances.
It was perfect. He didn't want to hear any of Pat's bullshit. And
It's like you knew.
yep. So I was just explaining that we're getting into it. Comedians, you know you have 60 seconds of stage time. You know your 60 seconds is up when you hear the sound of a kitty. Oh, come on, Brian. Gets a little bit more quiet every week. You have to let him hear it for it to even... There you go. That's the sound that you hear when your 60 seconds is up. Don't go over your time or else you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear.
Do you have a sketch artist now?
Yeah. It's amazing. It's the great Ryan J. Ebelt over there. He draws a picture
Like
as it
courtroom
happens.
style?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trippy quarter.
And he draws like the theme.
Can you
Like,
make me black?
he'll do it.
Yeah, it's done.
Fuck yeah. So, yeah, he does every episode. It's RyanJEbelt.com, by the way. I don't know if I said that up front. But he has prints of every funny thing. And he also draws, like, the theme, like if there's a running joke and stuff, like that becomes part of it. So anything can happen. You guys ready for Kill Tony or what, you crazy motherfuckers? Funnest show on a Monday at 8. Put your hands together for your first comedian tonight. His name is Tony James.
Have you ever had a very special friend that you just totally, I mean totally, hate? I married that heifer. Have you ever seen a pussy hole so big that it's just too big? I did. I saw this pussy hole that was so big, I felt like the only thing I could do to it or for it was give it a nickname. I called it the wishing well. Because when she first opened her legs and I first saw that gigantic hole, the first thing I said was, I wish you well with that one. Tony James, thank you very much.
Fuck yeah, 48 seconds to Tony James.
Run, Tony. Just run. Get out of here, dude. Just fucking run. Don't stay here for this. Don't stay here for this. You don't want this
I
in your
wanna hear
soul.
it, dude.
You don't want to hear it, man.
Hey, I
you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it, man. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to remember it. You don't want none of this.
Yes, I do, Joe.
Just
Come
go watch it
Randy.
on Periscope. Go home and watch it on Periscope. Don't say.
Well, let me ask you. How do you think that went?
Well, that pretty well. I think that went pretty well.
That's fucking crazy.
You did leave the pauses in between jokes like they were laughing. I'll give you that. Like you had pauses like you were getting full-blown applause breaks.
I like the word a pussy hole too. I mean, you could just say pussy hole over and over
that's
again.
Brian Redband's feedback. Is
Just pay attention to the fact that he barely got that sentence out.
I know.
How long you been doing it, Tony?
Like 7 years.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
All right. It's not the number I was hoping to hear.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the joke I really could bring up here for 160 seconds. Come on, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pile on you. It's
Right.
just like, what's your writing process?
Opening, setup, punchline.
Uh-huh.
And you going for shock too, a little bit?
Whose pussy hole was this? Where'd you see such a big pussy hole? And what did you say? Can you repeat it? Because I didn't really. I just heard. I wish like
Said
I
he
didn't really.
wished you well.
I wish you well.
I said
like
I
he's still
nicknamed
weak.
it the wishing well.
Okay. Who had this pussy hole?
Well, actually, it was one I left that way.
Was she sort of Big Bird-esque, one would say, maybe? You know, like,
No.
were you in Boston at the time? Pat just visited his parents in Boston. His parents don't fuck. Anyway,
No.
I mean,
I went for shock though. I
You went
did.
for shock?
I went for shock.
what do you listen to on your headphones? You have the headphones around your neck. It's a bold comedy move. It's almost like saying, like, at any point, I'm just gonna put these on.
Well, these headphones say I didn't expect to get up tonight. That's all.
Oh, I love it. What have you been listening to today?
Sean Paul. I've been listening to. You ever hear of the Spinners?
Nope.
I didn't think
Rubber Band Man.
so. Yeah, he's got it. A musician. with
All right,
no-
I'd say this about your wishing well joke. I would just say I threw a bunch of coins in it, or something like that. Like
Well,
anything other than.
that wouldn't fit into 1 minute. I actually have go
I
that way,
married that
but it
heifer.
doesn't.
Yeah, the married a heifer.
Well, I didn't join those two.
I thought you
Callback?
said effort, which
No, I
was
said-
confusing because then your next line said pussy hole. So I was
Well,
like, are you
yeah,
censoring
I'm just
yourself?
going for shock. 60 seconds.
So you've been doing comedy for 7 years. What do you do for work? How do you survive?
Well, I'm retired Marine Corps.
Oh, nice, an American hero, ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't know
Great.
about that.
And clearly now, by your attire, you spent your retirement umpiring third base, right?
No. I spend time actually writing for someone and some people.
Nice. Okay. What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I watch a lot of some things like Japanese anime. I play softball. I play golf.
Huh.
Things like that.
You in a softball league?
No.
Where the
there
fuck
aren't
are you
too
going
many
with these
real-
questions?
Trying to figure stuff out. Maybe
Jesus
maybe
Christ.
maybe my softball team needs a new cleanup hitter. And
You just have to write harder, man.
Well, you know, this is not enough time to get, you know, into.
Oh, it is. You're going to see people kill.
But you know you're not gonna.
It's going to hurt you when they come up here and they're going to murder during this show. There's people that'll get really hard
Well, I
laughs.
haven't seen it yet. I'm still.
Well,
Well, you're the first
one.
guy. Jesus Christ.
Well, this
You
is
can't
not my
listen.
first show.
Here's one thing you can never do. You can never make excuses why it didn't go well.
Right.
Don't ever
I'm
say
not-
I didn't have
thought
enough
it
time.
went well. I'm saying
It definitely
you
didn't
asked
go
me.
well. 100%. No, and you can't.
Well, so the
You
first
can't
joke
look
didn't-
at.
you
You
didn't like
can't
the
look
first
at
joke?
it. No, definitely not. You can't look at it in a
That is my
delusional
opening
sense.
joke. It kills except for everybody.
It
except for
definitely
Rogan.
doesn't. There's no way it does.
Oh, yes, it does.
You can't listen.
I mean,
you
you know.
can't be delusional. If you don't look at it objectively, you'll never get good at this shit. This shit is brutal. This is a hard. Listen, there's 100 people in this room, and all of them know how to talk. Okay, so for you to be the one person that gets to talk, you better have something extraordinary to say.
Boom.
You can't look at it and go, "This is good enough. This always works."
That's not
I don't
what
have
I
enough.
said. I listened
Okay,
to
you're making
the crowd
excuses.
reaction.
You're making
Crowd
excuses.
reaction.
There was none.
It's true.
Nobody laughed at my first joke.
Tony, did you hear that
Come on.
sound that
Come
they
on,
just
man.
made?
Seriously.
The sound of silence
This
is
is
like.
it's not, you're not a bad person. We're not judging you as a human being, but we're talking about what you did, like your art. Like the only way you're ever going to get good at this is if you own up to it and look at it objectively. And you can't think it's going well when it's not. That's the curse of the open micer. There's open micers to this day that are still hearing phantom jokes from a show that they bombed at. And it's this defense mechanism that your brain creates. It allows you to get through it and not have this. Bombing on stage is like sucking 1,000 dicks in front of your mother, all right? We all know it. Everyone knows it. And when you bomb, you want to come up with all these reasons why you didn't. And it's just defense mechanisms, and that defense mechanism is going to keep you from ever getting good at this.
Truth bomb, straight from the top of the show, from Joe Rogan, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now can I say something real fast?
Uh-oh, rebuttal from Tony
That'll not be an
James.
excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. Now, from what I heard, now I listened, I thought the joke went well. Now, if I usually record myself, and so that joke works. Whether or not it worked here tonight, you know jokes don't always work everywhere you go. Come on.
That sounds like an excuse, right?
Record it from the back of the room. It will change your whole like you'll listen to it. You'll hear the audience.
Even if it worked before, you wouldn't do that on a special. You wouldn't. You know it has to be stronger deep down, or even on the surface. You know that shit has to be stronger. So that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna hurt you if you listen to us in the long run.
Well, I'm
and
not-
next time you're around a
I'm not
pussy,
upset by what you guys have to say. May I say that? I'm not upset. It doesn't bother me at all. I get mentorship.
When people say
And
I'm
I've
not
heard
upset,
worse.
they're upset.
okay,
I've
Tony,
heard worse.
we love you. You gave it your all.
Well, I think
Tony James, everybody, get serious from the top. Next
It's a
time,
hard fucking art form, folks.
it is, without a
You
doubt.
can learn from this show, for real. If you're thinking about doing this, you can learn from this show, from shit like that. There's do's and don't do's.
There's little fucking ninjas. There's little ninjas hidden all around the country that I hear a lot about when I go to these other cities, and they're the local comedians, and they listen to this show, and whether it applies to them or not, they find out a couple notes that are so truthful from each episode, and they tell me about it when I go out there. They introduce themselves, and it's like one of the cool perks of this.
Well, Ian and I, we started out basically around the same time, and when we started, there was nobody told you shit. They all, you didn't have, there was no forum like this where you could watch someone go on stage, do an open mic night, and then have a bunch of people fuck around and talk about how it's done. It was hard back then.
Yeah.
It seems brutal what I just said, but it's true. It was not brutal as a human being, but as what is coming out of your mouth.
You got to stop emoting. It's not that serious. This is comedy. He's like, wow, this is. Yeah,
But it's what it is. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
We all know it. We
This
all
is
know
it.
it, but it's like, shit.
Anything can happen.
Also, 60.
When-
When people say they can't do it in 60 seconds, I always think that's like that excuse is not really valid.
Right,
60
so what do you do in a
seconds is plenty of
5-minute
time.
set? Just not get laughs for 60 seconds? Doesn't
Yo,
make any sense.
When you're holding your breath, 60 seconds is a long time.
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Okay, I don't think we've ever had this person on before. It seems like an interesting name. Put your hands together for Stevie Blue Eyes.
What's up, guys? Guys, I was in prison for a while. I'm thinking about going back. 'Cause this work and shit, it fucking sucks, man. It's hard getting a job when you're a felon. Can't get any job that you really want. Like, I'm a huge football fan. You guys like football? Love football. Tried getting a job with the NFL, but they told me I wasn't qualified. So I went home and beat the shit out of my girlfriend. I still didn't get it. I guess they do background checks. I don't know. God, you guys are tight, huh? Before I got to prison, everyone said the same thing. They said, Steve, don't drop the soap. Whatever you do, do not drop the soap. So the first thing I did when I got inside, I got liquid soap, guys. Thought I solved the whole problem. Until I got into the shower and they took it from me.
There you go. There's the West Hollywood Bear. You want to finish that? How does
Let me
that end?
finish
You get in the shower and then what happens?
Until I got into the shower and they took it from me. Used it as lube to rape me with.
There you go. I had a feeling there might be something coming there.
Wait, you saw that coming?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling there would be some type of butt
You're some
fucking.
kind of Columbo or some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, but when you look at him, you're like, yeah, that could have happened.
Yeah. It's the eyes.
Now there's a lot going on here, Stevie Blue Eyes, and that is your comedy name, huh?
Yeah. Well,
How long you been doing stand-up?
I got out of prison April 30th, 2014. So ever
Holy
since.
shit! You have the face that says you wouldn't go to prison.
I know.
What'd you go to prison for?
I was drug trafficking, extortion, racketeering. I was in federal prison.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wow! Fuck yeah!
I'm actually proud of you. I don't
Have you
know
seen
why.
the movie Black Mass?
Yeah.
You seen Black? All right, in Black Mass, half the movie they're trying to set up mob boss Gennaro and Julo in the North End. Gennaro and Julo is the mob boss who gave me the nickname Stevie Blue Eyes. His son was my boss.
Stevie, I loved your set tonight.
Did awesome.
Was unbelievable.
Great shirt.
Consider yourself a new regular on the show. You don't even have to sign up anymore. Congratulations. Every single week you can catch Stevie Blue Eyes. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. So
And
how long
another
were you in there for?
5 years.
Wow.
You seen the movie Blow with Johnny Depp?
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking? What's next?
No, it's another-
Have you seen Goodfellas with Robert De
I got
Niro?
I have all these weird parallels.
Have you seen Patton?
I got all these weird parallels with Johnny Depp, who Johnny Depp portrays in the movie Blow. Drug trafficker George Jung was 3 cells down from me the whole time I was in prison.
Wow. Holy
And
shit.
he just got out.
He's in San Francisco now. He's a friend of mine.
Johnny Depp fucking connections going on.
Yeah, it's
Of like the
bizarre.
worst kind of Johnny Depp connections you could possibly have. Not like one time we were in the same Uber share. It's like, no. I once sucked a guy off who.
You showered with blow.
Worst Johnny Depp connection? Maybe like Winona Ryder's tattoo artist.
Yeah.
That would be like the worst Johnny Depp connection.
Was in the cell 5 down from me.
He did a butterfly on my ankle. It's the same guy. Winona Forever. Remember that?
So Stevie, you look young. You're loaded with stories and life experience.
29.
You're built like a fucking human
they-
wrecking machine.
They got
You-
good weights in there. They got a good weight system. There's no On It products, but you can get your hard-boiled eggs.
You are wearing
Good
the
stuff.
On It shirt, which made me crack up from the
I
beginning
know,
because
On It-
it's
It was,
Joe Rogan's company. So
Yeah.
what are the odds of that?
it's,
Last time I met you, you had an On It shirt on too.
last 3 times I've seen
Get
Joe.
some
I've
other
had an On It
shirts.
shirt.
Wow, I love it.
This coming from the
Represent.
guy that owns the company.
Yeah,
you
Joe
should branch
doesn't.
out.
Joe doesn't want. Joe doesn't want your sponsorship.
Yeah, let's throw away those On
Clearly,
It shirts.
I love it. So Stevie, what I mean, like, how? So you said you've been on stand up what about a year and a few months?
I first did my first open mics in 2010 while I was on trial. I just needed something to do. I was kind of losing my mind. So I went into prison in kind of comedy mode, which is a good thing because prison's literally like boot camp for comedy. Like
Yeah.
there is shit. If you go in with that mindset of looking for bits and stuff like that, it's like endless.
Yeah.
It's fucking endless. So I got out April 30th, 2014, just started hitting mics ever since. And
That's how Joey
where they're going.
Diaz started.
yeah.
Joey
Yeah.
Diaz started in prison. He started
yeah.
making people laugh in prison.
Yeah, I've
they
heard
would
of that.
show movies, and if the movie sucked, they'd go, "Get up there, Cuban!" And you get on stage and you make everybody laugh.
Wow.
Sure, it's
Yeah.
just a bit. I mean, it's just constantly like you're in rooms with people, and then myself, I was always kind of the focus of attention. I'd have be talking to people, this and that. So it was kind of grooming me for being in the not in the spotlight, but for just being able to talk and come up with funny things
Yeah.
all the time.
Wow.
That's good.
Did you ever like make jokes to the prison guys? Like,
yeah, I mean, we'd all joke, and and that's one of the saddest things about prison. People say the worst part's the company you keep, meaning like, you know, shitheads, rape, but the hardest for me about the company I kept was some of the awesome guys that were in there.
Right, some of the coolest fucking pedophiles you've ever met in your entire
Literally,
life.
though, honestly,
just the best fucking hand
Some
job.
of the smartest, most intelligent people I've ever met in my life, who would be doing amazing things on the street if they didn't get hit up with the crack law in New Jersey in 2000, and they're doing.
Oh, that old
years
crack
now.
law that
You know, but
came
it's
down
just
in
like-
Jersey.
I know,
It
it's-
took
it's
everybody.
That
that-
crack law is taking a lot of amazing people off the
That
street.
crack law.
all
yeah.
the highest
doing
quality
20
of people.
Yeah, but it's like it's a good thing.
Like
Yeah.
you're comfortable on stage, but you have a wall up. You know, like you have this. You know, you're trying to
like a prison
put
wall.
out a persona.
Yeah. Well, normally,
but it's awkward.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
You know, starting out is the most awkward thing about stand-up is like getting to you.
Yeah.
You know, I always say there's like 3 stages of stand-up. The first stage is like you're trying to do anything to get a laugh, like
Yeah.
anything. Like you're saying a bunch of nonsense, but if it works, you keep it. And then you got to ditch all that shit eventually, and then you develop stuff that actually makes you laugh.
Yeah.
That's like stage 2. And stage 3, and not everybody even has to. Like some of the greatest comedians never went to stage 3. Like Stephen Wright or Mitch Hedberg, some of the greatest of all time. But stage 3 is like George Carlin style, like where you take concepts and make them funny.
Yeah.
Take ideas and try to put ideas in people's heads that they maybe would never really laugh at, but make them. And it's not necessary. Like
Yeah.
not everybody has to do that. Like some of the, like I said, the best stuff never goes there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what you're doing right now is like you're in that awkward phase. So you just got to do it a lot.
Yeah.
Just keep doing
Have
it.
you been
know,
doing
you
a lot of-
definitely could do it.
Yeah.
You definitely do it.
I normally, well, I don't want to use the 60 seconds. What? So you saying something?
I mean, I think you got a lot of.
There's only one guy over there.
Yeah, I was like, huh? But no, I usually ease into. I usually don't open up with. I was in prison for a while. I ease into it more. I have like things that lead into it, so it's not just like an abrupt like I'm that guy who was in jail. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like, which I understand. Which I'm not trying to use the 60-second excuse, but I appreciate what you say. I know
So
what you're
good.
talking
You
about.
got a lot of potential. You got a good story. People are
Yeah.
gonna like your story. in
Story's
Hollywood.
amazing.
Yeah,
Story's
definitely.
amazing. For real. So just keep working hard.
It's just one of those things, man. You'll get a little bit better every time you do it. Just
Yeah.
little, and then you'll look back a year from now or whatever, and you'll have all this massive improvement. The thing is just putting in the numbers. It's just a lot
just
of
getting up
numbers.
and doing it because I live in the area now. I moved from Boston. I'm from Boston. I got off probation in September.
I love these
everything
updates.
is-
Like it's like I know his entire fucking like
as soon as
police
I-
report at this
As
point.
soon as I got off probation, I just came out here because it was just it's
So you're off probation.
off probation.
That was in what, September?
September. Yeah,
That was
September.
last month. That's
Last
fucking
month.
amazing.
Jesus, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how long have you been living? So that's a fucking month.
Yeah,
That's
my
incredible.
lease started October 15th. I've been here for 2 weeks.
Wow, that's
So-
great.
How
And
the
it,
fuck you get an apartment?
I'm a doer. I make sure that.
yeah,
It's a good answer.
yeah. Any other answer, and I'm pretty sure this podcast would be witness in a federal case in a few months. Here on this wildly popular live podcast, you said that the wheels oh whatever. I guess that's a real person.
You went
we
to the
know.
1930s.
Criminal discovered on the new podcast system.
System.
So you're gonna stick with Stevie Blue Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's got me
That's
this far,
that-
right?
that's
It's got you this far. Jesus
Yeah, exactly.
fucking Christ. How about a change of pace, son?
yeah, maybe
Stevie Blue Eyes.
You
yeah.
know, somebody like they named you like a 1950s mobster.
Yeah, well,
would
what
name you.
happened-
It's 2015.
Because I walked into the room because at the time Jannar was like 90. He did 30 years because Whitey set him up, and his son was, he's 50 years old. So Jannar was 90, and I walked in the room and he said, "You got the bluest eyes I've ever seen since Sinatra," and I was like 19.
The guy was trying to fuck you, you know that.
Yeah.
But that's how it started.
Gay pedophile.
But that's how, yeah.
So I just love a guy that'll just go with the name that the FBI has on file. Like it's such a fuck you. Like that's up on some guy's billboard right
I
now. Like
actually-
Stevie Blue Eyes.
In my
He's at the comedy
That fucking
store.
guy's alive? Where?
yeah, I in my federal indictment it says my real name Steve Pearson, aka Stevie Blue Eyes.
Oh, it's fucked up.
So I
Stevie
keep it.
Pearson Blue Eyes.
Yeah, you're really too in.
Oh shit, that is incredible.
Shit.
I didn't even notice that. Did you even know that?
No, I did.
Oh, people have all right, you son of a bitch.
The only problem that you're gonna have with that nickname is that it carries a lot. It's got weight to it. Like you're asking for people to give you more attention.
Yeah.
Like, now they have to look at your eyes. Now they have to what's this guy's name? What the fuck is that all about? You know, like if you're just Steve Pearson, then you go in fresh. Like you don't have a lot of. There's not a lot of weight.
Now,
You know,
normally,
Steel the Destroyer. You know, you have some
Right.
crazy fucking name. You know, better be good.
people are always going to ask you about the Blue Eyes thing forever, and you're always going to have to go, there was this mafia guy, Whitey Bulger, and they're already going to be
Don't-
like, oh, fuck, this guy's going to kill me. Now, normally I have the comedian go off and I give their Twitter handle a shout-out, but I noticed here that I read your Twitter handle, luckily, before relieving you of your duty over there, and I'm just going to ask you straight up, why is your Twitter handle Protein Cream?
So that's another story.
Do you even lift, bro?
So
What are the odds this doesn't involve prison?
yeah,
Yeah.
Protein Cream is actually a company that I used to own. It was my nutrition company. I invented a formula for, instead of a protein shake, it was an ice cream form. So, like, it was the same nutritional facts.
For people that want to get in shape and eat like shit at the same time.
Yeah. And
Hey, try my new energy pizza. It's me, Stevie Blue Eyes.
I got on season 2 of Shark Tank for it.
I bet.
And the episode was pulled because they knew I had ties with organized crime.
Wow.
And it was made in West Palm Beach, Florida. It was made in these little 8-ounce cups and would get sent up to New York and Boston. I used to
ice
smuggle-
cream.
What was that?
And Coke was in it.
No, I used to put OxyContin in the 8-ounce things. We'd smuggle OxyContin from
Jesus Christ.
Miami to New York in the protein cream cup.
Holy fucking shit,
Christ.
man. I love you. You're so cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish this wasn't like a podcast that I had to keep moving along because I just Howard Stern the shit out of you right now. This is
Yeah.
so fucking interesting.
That's why I kept because I didn't change my Twitter to Stevie Blue Eyes. I kept the protein
just
cream. So I was like, we're gonna
you
let this.
kept the
I said,
product
we're gonna let
that's
this
no
ride,
longer
too.
in existence, this product. I mean, you can't even find it. So you kept
Yeah.
the Twitter handle of the product that got you sent to federal prison for
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Because people weren't really buying this protein ice cream.
The thing is, it was really selling well. If I just like focused my attention just on that, it would have.
How well could, of all the places even where I would buy ice cream from, it
No,
seems
it
like
was-
Florida would be on the bottom of that list.
It
Like,
wasn't sold in Florida. It was sold in New York and Boston and gyms, nutrition stores, like juice bar type things. It really was selling very good, and I've ruined the whole thing trying to bring OxyContin into the mix.
you had a perfectly good business, and you
Yeah.
had to.
I mean, it was a good business model. My entrepreneurial spirit got the best of me a little bit.
Hell yeah,
I
it did.
just jumped on it.
You wonder what's next.
Hell yeah, it did.
It's like, what's next for Stevie Blue Eyes?
Yeah. All right, Stevie. It was so nice meeting you.
All right,
Please
guys,
sign
thanks
up
a lot.
again.
Thanks a
We
lot.
can't wait to have you back. What an interesting story, Stevie Blue Eyes. Follow him on Twitter at Protein Cream. For those of you that have been wondering, I wonder if anyone has the Twitter handle Protein Cream. You just met the man himself. So here we go. This looks like another new name. Put your hands together for Cody Winans. Cody Winans. Uh-oh. No Cody Winans. Wow. Missed a spot. That means he gets blacklisted. All right, I pulled another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Terrence Rutledge.
I just got laid for the first time. I don't even have any jokes. I just want to celebrate. Oh my God. It's been 22 years. Man, I can't believe this happened. Like, those days of being a virgin, those were dark days. I could have almost been a school shooter. Does anybody have any questions? Questions? Anybody? For my set? Yeah. Yeah, it was a little Asian girl.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What kind of a crowd is this?
Are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Should be.
Terrence Rutledge. Fuck yeah. So I'm guessing I'm guessing that you didn't write anything, because did this really happen?
Oh yeah, it really happened.
And you're super excited about it.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
It actually happened 2 weeks ago.
Wow. And you're still this excited.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at the fucking look on your face. Just absolutely shocked.
I'm
So-
still shocked that it happened.
Yeah. How did that lady know that it was a little Asian lady?
I've told this to everybody in every open mic.
You've told this to everybody at every open mic for 2 weeks. You just keep, and you still haven't added a funny part to the entire thing. You just keep kicking out the premise, waiting for something to just magically come to you. And then you start asking questions like somebody in the audience is going to write it for you.
I was hopeful when he got on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Like the pause and the confidence. I was hopeful that something good was going to come out.
Yeah, you have the connection. You have the energy. You had me on board.
Are you a funny guy outside of this?
Not really. I mean, if you're just laughing at how weird I am, then yeah.
That's interesting because that was actually funny the way you said it.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe if you could just figure that out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like maybe you accidentally invented some shit that cures cancer or something. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they do that when they're trying to find something that is good for asthma. Like, oh no, it sucks at asthma, but look what it does for cancer. Like maybe, you know, you were trying to just like talk to people and you're actually funny in like an accidental sort of a way.
Yeah.
So you gotta have to figure out how to do that accidental shit on purpose.
It's true.
Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing?
Do you have any material at all?
What were
Yeah, I
you
got extra
what were
jokes.
you talking about right before you got laid 2 weeks ago? Like what was that last open
I was
mic?
talking about being a virgin.
Wow. See, I think that's amazing. There you go. You could just add that right to it.
And some girl just threw you a bone
I met a girl on the bus.
He threw her
on the bus?
On the bus. And you didn't mention that in the 60 seconds.
You just told her on the bus you're a virgin?
Well, it came out later.
Came out.
She asked about it.
Came out when?
How long did you last?
I lasted a whole hour.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh, boy. I don't even know if that's good. I don't know if that's a great...
Okay, what does last mean to you?
Yeah.
Well,
What
Good
does that
question.
mean when
it
you say
means
how long?
like I didn't like come for a really long time.
In actually having sex.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off? Did you just beat off a lot?
No, I haven't masturbated in 8 years.
What
You're
the
some kind of a
All right.
you're some kind of a fucking weirdo, dude.
Oh, the horse of truth.
You go on stage, you have a minute, you don't tell any jokes, you ask questions. You haven't gotten laid your whole life. You got laid once. You fucked for an hour. You're the outlier of outliers.
Yeah.
They should bring you to a lab somewhere and fucking study you.
Yeah.
When you came,
Oh, Jesus. Questions are flying
Some
in
dude's
from the back.
angry. He's
Extra
like, I'm
smiles.
depressed and
When
my
you
life's
can't-
way better than his. What the fuck's going on? Why are you smiling, bitch?
when you came, did it smell?
Oh, Jesus. God, that's disgusting.
Fine.
How do you even think of these things?
I mean, if he doesn't masturbate, he hasn't had sex for eight years. Like it's going to be still there, right? It's going to come out like curdled. And
You should be a doctor.
Oh, my God.
I mean, did it kill the girl? Is she still
Yeah.
alive?
Medical advice from Brian Redband. I don't know if you know this, but the cum sort of stays there.
I mean, where does it go? Does it
meat.
evaporate? Does it come sweat?
No, you were having crazy wet dreams for a while, right? You would just wake up with sticky in your underwear, right?
From time to time.
From time to time.
So let's hear one of your jokes. You say you have actual
Okay,
jokes.
cool.
Let me
Yeah.
hear one
Yeah.
of your jokes.
All right, so I come from a super Christian family. My family's like the Bible. My dad is like Jesus Christ. I've waited my whole life for him to come back.
Should open with that. That's not bad. There's something there. Give us one more.
My uncle's like Satan. He's always trying to get inside me.
Ah, there you go. He's got jokes.
I like that.
Dude, drop the mic and walk
Yeah.
away a winner. Walk away a winner.
I love it.
That's actually funny, dude.
Sure, go.
Walk
Get
away
up.
a winner. That's a winner. He's a winner.
What's his Twitter?
He won.
Yeah.
He's on Twitter at Comedy Terrence. He's the only Comedy Terrence that
He
there
won.
is with
He won.
2
He tried-
R's.
He did try to stay up here for an
He
hour.
nailed, but he fucking nailed it. That's how you do it. You plant that bitch and you scat.
He's got it. Who would have thought he'd be able to turn it around?
That was amazing.
It's really interesting that he has jokes like that. I mean, he might be the first guy ever who lost his virginity and made it turn it into a meltdown. You know what I mean? Instead of getting better, I feel like most people would come out of the gate swinging, but
Well,
he got
obviously
so...
there's something wrong with him. I mean, You know?
Right. The not getting laid for 22 years, I understand.
Well, how about the
Not
no beating off part?
Yeah.
That's exactly what's like completely.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Even
do you
if
not
you didn't
just?
have arms, you would figure something
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's true.
I've actually thought about that. Like, I mean, like, I thought about that no arm thing, and I imagine that you would just end up fucking like couch cushions and
Pillows,
shit.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
You'd
Just
figure something out.
sneaking up behind it.
You'd find something.
Yeah.
This is crazy talk. But the last two jokes were good jokes, especially the last one.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
There's something in there.
Yeah,
There's
it's
something in
called
there.
crazy.
Hopefully, it's
Let it
not
out.
another 8 years until he releases more jokes like that. Yeah, not jerking off for 8 years. I can't fathom that. That would just like that's just frustrating,
That
right?
fucking Satan joke's hilarious, though.
I know this guy. He's from Texas. He's been signing up for a few weeks, and now he's going to get on the show. His name is Taylor Rizzo, everybody. Here he is.
All right. So I'm against the use of safe words in the bedroom. And I'm against them now, but I used to think that safe words were just stupid and useless. Like, what sort of sexual scenario can you not just say, like, please stop doing that? You know, like, saying stop should be enough. But I thought about it, and the only time you need a safe word is for a rape fantasy. Because you want to be able to say those things like, no, don't, and please stop, with the comfortability of knowing that you can make it all stop by just saying, like, pumpernickel or something. And it's ridiculous. Like, I'm against rape, and that's why I'm against the use of safe words in the bedroom. Now, that being said, this is going to sound hypocritical, but I actually have a safe word that I recognize in the bedroom, and it's rape. Because if I'm having sex with you, and you say rape, I'm going to stop. Like, immediately. All right, that's my joke. Thanks, guys.
Fuck yeah.
That's a good premise.
Yep.
That's a very good premise. That's a tough one, though, to bang out in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
was
very
rushing.
smart. It's very smart. That's a problem, too, right? If you have 60 seconds. And
Yeah, well,
the normal
it's like
pauses.
57 seconds, and so I was like, I don't want to get that kitty cat noise.
And if somebody, like, laughs and it stretches it out a little, right?
Yeah, I was trying to.
I
Just,
don't-
I was just gonna talk over their laugh.
I don't understand why it took you so long just to get to it. It
to
feels
get
like,
to the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I
there's a lot of setup. It kind of lost me until
Yeah.
you got to the.
I do.
the
My
sit
jokes
straight
tend to
thing
have a
was
lot
Yeah,
more setup.
You can,
like
well, that's just. How long you been on stand-up?
about 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
You could-
Setups are long now.
Yeah, but
you
that's not like a joke. Like, that's not something you could bang out. Like, my uncle's like Satan. He's always trying to get inside me.
Right.
You know, like, that's a da-da-da-da-da, you know what I mean?
You could
like,
say-
what you're doing is, like, this is, like, kind of a high concept.
Yep.
Because it is really true. Like, the only time to do that is if you have a rape fantasy.
Because that's the
Right.
only time you would want to
Yes.
be able to say
Yeah.
no without it actually
yes,
stopping.
Yes, yes,
And
yeah.
then
No,
once
it's a really
you
good point.
once you get that rape thing out and you're there, you know what I mean. You could just tag it with more stuff that's automatic safe words.
Yeah.
Once you say rape is
Yeah,
a safe,
that's
or other, there's other ones too, like stop or grandma.
Or Babadook.
Yeah, because
Right.
the rape doesn't really work. Because if you have a rape fantasy, and he's saying, "Don't rape me," but she really wants you to rape
Yeah.
her, you've got a weird situation going
It's
on.
not-
there.
that's why you have to come up with like pumpernickel or
Yeah.
pineapple or something.
It's a good premise because it's totally true. Like
Yeah.
people that do get crazy like that,
Yeah.
and have like little fantasies. I'm the police officer, okay, and I'm gonna pull you over, and you try to run. Like that kind of weird shit. Like that's the
Yeah,
only time
not
you
into
would
that.
have. Yeah, but some people love to make believe, so it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's
But
weird.
It's a good premise. It's really
Well,
funny.
thanks, yeah.
You have a girlfriend?
I do not.
Uh-oh.
No.
He's
No.
going deep.
No.
Have you ever been with someone who's had a rape fantasy?
No. It's actually very. I have more jokes about how.
How do you
like,
find a girl who
I'm
doesn't
not
have a
into-
rape fantasy?
Yeah. None
Where
that's
does that
been
exist?
willing
Ian
to
Edwards
tell me
finding
about
all the
it.
right gals.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's told me about it, but I mean, I even have other jokes to where I'm like not into kinky things, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
I just figured that you've been with a whole bunch of different women since your face has 70s bush on it, like attached to it.
It's all right.
It's a very pubic beard. Has anybody told you that before?
Most days.
What do
yeah.
you put in that?
Nothing. Shampoo.
I mean, I don't know. I can't grow a beard because I'm like,
This is some Tony Hinchcliffe male envy.
it's
Right
true.
now.
It's true. I'm
Some
jealous.
beard
I can't
envy.
grow. I only grow a little bit of patchy facial hair and only on one side. So if I don't shave for a few days, it looks like I got bitch slapped by a coal miner. It's really embarrassing. Like it's just little patches, like dirt. Anyway,
It'd be cool
That's
if your
very funny.
pubes were blonde and straightened.
Mine?
Yeah, you did like straightened blonde pubes.
okay, Pat.
What the fuck?
What is
I don't
want to
have Michael Jackson's pubes.
What the fuck, Pat?
Taylor, so you just moved here from Texas recently, right?
Wrong. South Carolina.
South Carolina.
That was close, though.
How long have you been out here?
Like 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you live here now?
I do. I'm still don't have my own place, but I have a job, and I have my medical marijuana card, so I think technically.
Yeah.
Well, that's what counts, you
I
know.
think
I love.
technically I live
Are you here
now.
to pursue stand-up? Is
That's
that why you moved?
100% why I came. I mean,
Where'd you come from?
From South Carolina,
But what part?
Charleston, South Carolina.
I remember you now.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the show last year, and you told me not to move out here right away, and that was some amazing advice. And then after the show, you told me to transfer with my job and move out here and do it, and that's literally what happened.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
the show on September 29th, 2014, and I, decided that day that I wanted to move out, and I gave myself a year, and I started my new job out here on September 28th.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
One day before a year started.
Changing lives.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
I want to thank you because,
Of course.
dude,
Are you having fun?
yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I've only been going up like once or twice a week for the last 3 years. So now that, anytime I have a free couple hours, I can just look online and see what open mics are going on. And
Yeah,
go
you
tell some
definitely
jokes.
wouldn't be able to do stand-up in Charleston, South Carolina.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not with like high concepts like that. That
Yeah,
are
it's
require
hard
some
to do that. I mean,
attention span.
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, a lot of the shows that they book you on around there are all clean shows, and I can't tell like
Clean
concept
shows.
rape jokes. About, it's hard.
Yeah. The
Clean
safe
shows.
word is Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Ah,
yeah,
gay marriage.
I got looked over a lot because my material's a little more.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Well, when you went on stage and you started telling that joke, I felt like there's certain times that people say things on stage that are like little fruits, and they might develop and they might not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you see like a bud. Like you see something growing, you're like, ooh, there's something there. Like there's like concepts that like ring bells, and that rang a bell. And if you could do that, you could, that's very hard to do. It's like really difficult sort of concepts like that are some of the hardest shit to turn into like really good bits. But when you nail them, they're the most satisfying.
Yeah, that's what I've really been trying to do.
How much time do you think you have all together right now? Just ballpark.
I actually
5 minutes, 7 minutes, what?
of like material that I
Sure.
would want to perform.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do 15 minutes
Nice.
of similar stuff, and I've recorded pretty much every set I've ever done, and I compiled all my jokes from the last 3 years, and it's like 45 minutes. Most of it's shit, but I mean,
That's very honest.
cool to
though.
see the progression, of
Yeah.
like the first few jokes that I did about.
Can I tell you another secret to being successful?
Yeah, sure.
With some advice that I would do if I were you?
Okay.
I'd become best friends with Stevie Blue Eyes.
All right.
I'd use him as security so that other people don't bully me.
All right.
This way you could do any joke you want, and if somebody's like, "Hey, fuck you, weird pubic beard guy," you could be like, "Stevie, get this motherfucker."
Fuck yeah. We could work something out.
Stevie would just go up to the heckler and just drop his credits, and then
Yeah, man.
It's really cool, man, that you actually waited. You didn't just move right out and stuff. If you're here Friday, I'd like to have you on the Death Squad show.
Fuck yeah, man.
wow,
That's
dreams coming true. Taylor Rizzo.
It really is a dream come true, man. When I left the show last year.
All right, Taylor. Enough of your
Sorry.
emotions.
Yeah, I don't.
We love you.
This means a lot, man. You
Of
really
course.
helped me out.
I
and
get it.
It means a lot. It may not mean a lot to them, but it means a lot
Ray,
to me.
don't force your emotions on us, Ray.
yeah.
Said enough.
Taylor, welcome back to the show. Congrats on everything. That's a fun little Kill
Thank you,
Tony.
man. Thanks, Joe.
A Kill Tony success story, guys. We got this guy the fuck out of Charleston, South Carolina. That's huge. Jesus, you would have just rotted away there slowly.
Clean comedy shows. Those are hilarious.
Yeah. Clean comedy.
I want you to run uphill, but only with weights on.
Yeah. Taylor Rizzo's on Twitter at Taylor Rizzo, all one word, so you can follow him. I pulled another name out of the bucket. As you can see, anything can happen here tonight. Put your hands together for this name, Anthony J. Calhoun.
So when do I start? Shit.
Holy fucking shit. I just gotta say that. I'm sorry. Whew. Okay, so, you know how, like, when you're... It's really emphasized, like, when you're watching a porn, but I know that, like, this guy right here, he knows what I'm going to be talking about. Like, when you're fucking someone from behind, and it makes that smacking, slapping sound when your balls hit the fucking the back. You know what I'm talking about? Like the... Well, I was just fucking thinking, like, you know, I hear they have these donkey shows down in, like, Tijuana and shit, and I always wondered, well, what the fuck does that sound like? And I thought, you know, just my imagination, I thought, well, it probably sounds like a 2x4, just shit. I've never seen that shit, but, you know, I think about weird shit. So, I'm a pretty weird, fucking strange guy.
No way.
I'll be the... Oh.
Fuck yeah, Anthony J Calhoun. A lot of people come up to me sometimes, mention the show to me, and they go, you know, 60 seconds is a little too short. I'd like to hear more of what the comedians have to say. And I explain to these people that it's the perfect amount of time because sometimes things happen like Anthony J Calhoun. Which brings me to you, Anthony J Calhoun. How you doing?
Seriously, holy fucking shit, like, wow.
What?
Just, I didn't expect to have my name called. That's
You signed up and you put your name into the thing. I mean, it's not like winning the lottery or anything. There's only about 40 names in the bucket. We get through about like 10, something like that usually. So it's about 25% chances you went in with. No reason that you should be truly that just absolute shocked. I mean, there's no, I don't know if you've seen the show. There's no like Publishers Clearinghouse check that's about to come up here or anything. There's no real bonus. You just bombed for 60 seconds in front of a bunch of people and a bunch of listeners, but that's fun. So you're up here. You ever done stand-up before?
I've been trying to actually do stand-up like for a really long time, but just a bunch of shit had happened. I grew up in an area where like it was very rural, I guess is the word I'm trying to say.
Rural.
Yeah, and you literally had to like...
So rural that you don't learn how to say the word rural ever.
Sorry, I'm pretty fucking nervous too, I'm sorry.
Just relax, it's okay. I get it. You're pretending like you're nervous to prove that you haven't killed hookers before, but we could tell, Anthony.
Where are you from? What's this rural area?
Well, I grew up in this really small town called Prineville. It's like in the central part of Oregon. Like usually to like get a job, you have to like people complain about having to like travel like 5 or 10 miles for a job around here. I'm like, fuck, I had to drive like 40 miles.
Wow.
One way.
So you're one of the devil's rejects.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, nobody saw that movie? All right, watch that and then watch Babadook, you fucking pussies.
Can you explain the joke with like the sound? Like, what's
No.
why?
Don't,
what
no.
what did that mean?
Joe and Brian's chemistry is the most beautiful thing. No, don't do it, Brian.
There's nothing to explain.
So great.
Well, you know, because a donkey balls are obviously a lot bigger than like obviously a man's balls.
Oh.
Are they?
You have to. It's not.
Have you
Have
seen
you
Joey
seen a horse
Diaz's
dick?
balls?
I'm just saying.
Hold on. Let Ian.
It's not the greatest premise.
No,
but the
no.
only way it had a chance of working is if you actually had sound effects. That's the only chance. And
Yeah.
it's like you don't have the ability, from what I've seen, to even make that thing work.
Yeah.
Like you just. So I don't know.
Did you know what you were going to say when you got up here? Or did you wait till you got up here and then you panicked and you reached in your bag of tricks? And
Kind of that.
Yeah.
What honestly happened was before I got up here, I have a shit ton of different material, and I have a really good bit called Stadium Porn that actually went over really well when I was in Omaha.
When you were where? Where did it go
In
over?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. What were you doing there?
I was living there.
How long you been doing stand-up?
How many times have you performed stand-up comedy? How many times?
Not nearly as much as I would like.
10 times? 30 times? 100 times?
when did you
5
start?
times?
What year?
Tell the truth.
This is confusing as fuck to you.
No, 2006.
2006.
Yeah, I actually came out. I moved. I want to say I think I was like 22 at the time, and I moved out here to L.A.
I think you have everything
Not
off.
knowing-
I think you're
not-
off mathematically.
So that's
You were 22
9?
in 2006?
No fucking way.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But I went to the
God, that's the hardest. What is that? 9
31?
years? I don't see him.
Oh my God.
He went to prison for 5 years and looks better than you. Jesus Christ! What the? You need to go to federal prison and look young again. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Oh, Oregon was a nice place.
Oregon?
Not the middle spots.
Yeah, that's
The
scary.
middle
What-
spots of everything suck.
So what did you do for work in the middle of Oregon?
Usually just like call center shit and stuff like that.
You in the call center, huh?
Well,
I am shocked to be receiving this call right now. I had no
Did you
idea.
try out
This-
material on people that owed money?
Did you provide the inspiration for the dude from The Big Lebowski?
That'd be cool.
Shut his mic off.
You're sporting the Mariners jersey. That's your team? That's what you're going
Yeah,
with?
for baseball, yeah.
What do you do for fun?
Oh shit, all kinds of stuff.
Like what?
Well, I like to go to the beach and just like relax. I like to smoke fucking weed. I like to fuck. I like to play video games. I like to make people laugh.
Do any of those things ever happen?
Every once in a while.
I get the feeling the lying on the beach happens.
If you can get there, they let you lie down.
Yeah.
To answer your question earlier, though, about when I started, I went to IO West here in Hollywood
Uh-huh.
in like 2006, December. I
Yeah.
just got done watching, I think it was the Jimmy Kimmel Live show
Uh-huh.
there. And
Yep.
next day or whatever, they had an open mic. So I went there and they had like kind of like a bucket thing like that. And again, I didn't really expect to be called up, but I was anticipating it. So anyways, long story short, I went up.
How old
and
are you?
I bombed my set, but I was like, fuck yeah, finally.
You're only
why not?
31?
Yeah, I turned 32 in March.
Holy shit. Me and you are the same age.
Yeah, I've been homeless a lot too, which is
Oh.
not fun.
Oh.
I've been
Those-
through some, I've been through some shit and some things.
Those
man.
homeless years they had on, it's like dog years, guys, for those of you that don't know. It has something to do with the newspaper ink and the, Brian just whispered in my ear feces, guys. Just a little behind the scenes of what goes on up here.
You live somewhere now? You got a spot now?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a crib now? You live somewhere now?
Yeah, I'm kind of renting a room with these 6 other dudes in Hollywood.
Fuck
Sounds
yeah.
like a comic.
Hell yeah. That sounds about typical. What do they do? They hustling and bustling?
Yeah, one of the guys produces music, and then another guy he like works on production crews and what have you. And then the other 3 dudes are just never there.
Now, this is another interesting Twitter handle that I've noticed here. AJC, which makes sense, and then MC.
Well, I'm really into hip hop. I used to do a lot more hip hop writing. In fact, back in 2004, I moved down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Hollywood area of Florida, because I had a cat out there that I'm really good friends with named Ronson.
Uh-huh.
And he introduced me to this
Like
guy.
a meow cat or a dude that you know that you're calling a cat?
Yeah, like a hip dude or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
okay.
I'm probably,
You're friends with the guy in Florida.
And he introduced me to this guy named Antoine.
Okay.
And I can't remember his name now, like his last name, but he goes by IMTWalk on Twitter. And I watch this guy start from being like, do you ever see the show Bob's Burgers where that kid is always playing like the songs on?
How do you know so much about TV if you're homeless? Whose TVs are you watching?
I watch a lot of Netflix.
So, Anthony, have you ever DJ'd before?
I would love to learn how to DJ. That'd be fun.
Well, tonight's your lucky night because we just so happen to have one gift certificate for a DJ lesson from... I'm just kidding. I don't know. Anthony, it was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this show. There he goes. Anthony J. Calhoun going in for a homeless fist bump. There he goes. Anthony J. Calhoun.
I forgot how fucked up this show was.
Well, sometimes
I
the
always
buckets.
forget. I do it every like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And somehow or another, it's just like 5 months goes by, and I'm like, yeah, this would be cool.
I feel like
This is
there's
fun.
always a crazy bucket with you. Like there's a lot of like, well balanced. Like some of these comedians come from money and they haven't been to prison
I've
or
yet
lived
to
on the
experience
street.
this.
It's incredible.
Every time I'm here, it's chaos.
Okay, I'll shake it. Brian says shake the bucket. Like that's gonna change anything. But let's try it. Let's see if we get a normal human up here. This person has good handwriting. That's normally the first good
You got
sign.
this guy from Texas. He was normal.
Oh yeah. Put your hands together for your next comedian, Collette.
Sorry, South Carolina.
Collette Reads. Fuck yeah, she corrected me. She's got her shit together. Collette Reads.
this is exciting. 'Cause I have good news to share with you guys. This is a food baby. That's a burrito bowl. It happens. My good news is I quit Netflix because my 30-day trial ended. And because Netflix should not exist. Why can you just watch anything ever at any time? Do a little research. Hey, Collette, do you have a job? No, Netflix. Are you hiring? Hey, Collette, do you live with your parents, but call them roomies? No, maybe. Yes. Are you on my Tinder? And then maybe Netflix can just say, hey, Collette, we're not going to let you watch, Friends, romantic comedies, because we know the razor blades are close. You can't. We're going to recommend, Hoarders, and just so you don't jump off a building tonight, this episode of My 500-Pound Life, bingo. Yeah, do that noise.
There you go. Exactly a minute.
I just want to commend you on your choice of footwear. It's like I'm kind of going riding.
Oh, yeah.
But,
It's called I had a job and had to come here from it.
It's cool. I like them. They're
What's
cool
your
boots.
job?
I work in a library.
Oh, those are librarian shoes.
Do you wear, ride a horse to work?
I love
Yeah,
that.
but the stable's far away, so you need to walk through shit.
Did you really quit Netflix?
I did.
Yeah,
But then I stole my sister's password.
Of course. I think it's a little bit hard to sell an audience on being anti-Netflix unless you have really some hard-hitting stuff coming up. It's sort of like still being pro-slavery is telling people that TV's a better option or
Wait,
do your research.
I didn't get that far in the history book where...
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, crafty.
Interrupted me to kill the energy for a second.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
How long you been doing comedy?
let's say 2 weeks.
I love it.
Oh, 2 weeks? I can't
There
say
you
shit,
go.
man.
In that case, you murdered.
Can't
that was
say shit. 2 weeks. It's like
Yeah.
it's like you're a baby. You're a fetus. It's like just keep working.
Yeah. I had
At my job or at comedy? I'm just... Should I?
You know what? Maybe not keep working.
yeah, I would. You ever take an
I'm
improv
being
class?
sassy. I'm sorry. Have I taken what?
An improv class?
No.
Yeah. Maybe
She
there's
looks improv-y.
maybe there's some books in that
Improv-y?
library that you can read.
She looks improv. What does that
improv-y?
mean?
Oh yeah,
She has that improv person look.
totally.
But
Yeah.
they don't. I have to reach another reading level before they let me do that. That's why they can't
Oh, you
call me
flew
up.
out another one of those flatliners. I see what you're doing there.
Wow.
This is another one. You're throwing them out like they're working. I almost feel like you hear the laugh that I get and afterwards, and you're just like, I'm just going to keep bombing because Tony's going to hit it out of the park.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I
your
love
new
it.
partner.
I love it. I just need
Take her
somebody
on
to-
the road with you.
Yeah,
Just ask her questions.
You know what? You have a lot of girlfriends.
Excuse me?
You have a lot of girlfriends
Friends, yes.
or guy friends.
I have a lot of friends. I don't.
Do they think you're funny?
Yeah, I think I'm particularly nervous right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that your
I think I
friends
should've
tell
worked-
you that you're funny,
Okay.
and I think doing stand up is like the next level of that. So
Yeah.
you just have to keep working hard.
Yeah.
I would never discourage it. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think
It's true. You're going to break through. Right now, you could tell that you're a librarian doing stand-up because you made this room so quiet that I noticed a few people actually opened up some books.
It's the librarian energy.
There it is.
It's funny.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
It's funny.
How dare the audience bring its own material?
That's what.
The audience just group improv. Is this the first?
Yes.
That's a very good group improv.
Yes, exactly. Wow. The audience getting applause from Joe Rogan. I love that. I told Brian
It's
in the
very
very
good.
beginning when
It's
Pat
very
said,
good.
how you doing tonight, that this was a good crowd that I could tell.
These people have been here before.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell people to be quiet in the library. She just tells them a joke and they shut the fuck up. I'm like, we gotta keep this.
Oh
we gotta
shit!
keep this girl around. She's good in the
Oh
library.
shit!
That was amazing.
But
Oh,
I have to
shit.
say that because you're a comedian, you gotta take shit.
That's
So I
I'm
gotta
not-
treat you like a dude.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
was
That's
actually-
Treat you like a dude.
Yeah.
Treat like a dude comic.
Oh my
We got to
God.
make you strong.
You
Because
gotta make
right
it
now,
tough.
the only thing that you're going to book are books. You know what I mean?
Tony, how dare you?
Sort of makes
How dare
sense.
you?
More library jokes. Right when you thought we could put it on a
Just
shelf.
went into roast mode.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah. Well, what do you say we turn the page on this and Collette, it was
Keep
like,
it up. Keep
wait,
it up. Keep it up.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God. You
Collette.
have any Dewey Decimal jokes?
Collette, whatever you do not quit. Here, come back up here. Keep it going for Collette. No, get back up here.
No, just
No,
keep,
I just want to make sure that we're not hurting you. You're 2 weeks in. You have
Yeah.
to know that everybody's bombing 2 weeks in.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Hard.
Just
7
like
years
you-
in.
Yeah.
Just like you're talking about Netflix being a bad thing because you wrote it and you had a perspective on it, that's great. And like I remember a couple weeks in, literally, I remember having this terrible joke. Horrendous. I think it was punchline-less about how pedestrians are the biggest assholes and like pedestrians this, and I went on this dumb rant that made no sense, and it's the one thing that everybody is a pedestrian. And I think you just have to keep writing and not talk about something as awesome as Netflix as a negative. And with your likability, you're gonna, I think, do really well if you want to do this. So
To be honest, it sounds like you really like Netflix, so you could make a joke about liking it.
I think I tried to cram a longer, and no, it's my fault. I tried to cram it into 60 seconds. What I should have chose something different.
That's been done a million times.
Anyway.
Record your sets, though. Always listen to your recordings. That's the biggest tip. Just
Thank
listen
you.
to it.
Thank you. Collette Reads. Writes. She's on Twitter at You May Call Me Tish. That's an interesting one. Letter U may call me Tish. I wonder why she would want to be called Tish. Let's pull another name out of the bucket. Gary Curtis, everybody. Come on. Gary Curtis.
So it recently came out that Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, was practicing abstinence with his beautiful singer girlfriend, Sierra. Now I hear this and I'm like, well, it makes sense. Russell Wilson also blew the Super Bowl. He's used to making terrible decisions. Now my girlfriend hears this. She's like, oh my God, great idea. Sends me a text message and was like, hey babe, what do you think about practicing abstinence? My first thought was like, that's crazy, but I'm a gentleman, so I was like, if you want to break up, we should probably do it in person. See, now I can joke around with my girl like that, though, because, like, she's very confident. There's nothing worse than an insecure girl. Like, my ex was super insecure, and she would always ask me questions like, hey, do you think that girl over there is prettier than me? Which, ladies, we're never going to answer honestly. But what I always wish I said was, yes, she is prettier than you, but I'm with you. You know, stop being selfish. I'm upset about it, too. We both losing in this situation. All right, Sean.
I love it. Gary Curtis. I'm going to guess you've been doing this a few years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
2.
2 years.
2 years? That's
Where you
pretty
from?
good.
I'm originally from New Jersey.
New Jersey. And
What
did
part
you
of Jersey?
Yes. I was born in Newark, then lived down by the shore.
All right.
Are you
Brick
from
City?
Jersey?
Nah,
City,
but I
yeah.
know Newark. I used to live in Jersey City. You get to Manhattan easy.
Huh. And you started stand-up in Jersey or out here?
No, so I actually lived in Pittsburgh before I moved out here,
Uh-huh.
and I got my start like hosting shows around the city. And from hosting shows, I decided I wanted to get into stand-up.
How'd you end up in Pittsburgh?
I went to Pitt,
Oh.
University of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
You
Very
pick your athlete?
No,
Nah.
I'm supposed to walk on. That never happened.
What happened?
Parties. I started making money throwing parties.
Ah,
And I
started making
stuck-
money throwing parties. 1 second you got the protein cream. Next thing you know, you're slinging
There's a lot of
oxycodone.
entrepreneurs on the stage tonight. A lot of businessmen.
Yeah. That's fun. So, how long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA 2 years now.
Huh.
You're funny, man. You're relaxed, too,
Yeah.
especially considering you did a minute. You came out and you were just, like, super calm into it. You didn't rush it. You could tell that you've been doing it for a while. It looks like you do a lot of sets. You got good laughs, you know.
Yeah.
I think he has light skin confidence. Like,
Wow.
Like, when have people never listened to him? You know what I'm saying? So he ain't worried about that. But he also... He's
What is light skin confidence?
he knows what the fuck I'm
Well, how
talking
does it...
but I'll explain it.
Please.
It's it's a no homo, good looking, light skinned black dude. He's gonna get
Yeah,
attention from girls.
it's also known
and
as
shit
the
like
Drake
that.
effect.
So,
Okay.
so the Drake effect, yeah. So it's like a pretty girl. Like dudes are gonna listen at least for a minute.
Yeah, he's
You know
got
what I'm
the
saying?
he's got the you know
He
the
knows he's got that, but he also writes. Like the
Yeah.
first joke sounds like a Tonight Show written format joke, and then you went into personal shit more and make it sound like more you. But it sounds like you sit down, you think about it, and you write. You watch a lot of comedy, studied it, and then said, this is the way I'm going to approach this shit. So you're taking it serious. So that's good shit.
yeah.
Great shit, man.
You have a great connection. You know, I feel like everybody, you're paying attention to the audience when you're saying this stuff. I see a lot of comedians come up here, and I had you pegged for a few years in from like a tougher comedy city, like an Atlanta or Denver, Seattle, or something like that. What do you do for fun out here, other than stand up?
Play basketball. And then
See, he's not that light skinned, Ian. He's
No, but
still hitting the
light-
old
no,
court.
they still light skins still play basketball.
Yeah, but everybody knows they're not as good. You know what I mean?
I
Then
feel
they-
you can't jump that high.
Well, that's fun. You play basketball. You're doing stand up. What else? Tell us something interesting about you.
Something interesting about me.
What are you on the run from Pittsburgh for?
Yeah.
Part of it was my ex-girlfriend. I had to get
Ah.
the fuck away from her, and I worked in banking.
Ooh.
Well, thank your ex-girlfriend because you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase you in the right direction.
Yeah.
You definitely could do it, man. You
Yeah.
know, you're way past the hard part.
Yeah.
The hardest part is figuring out how to get the people to laugh at you. You've already figured that out. Now it's just getting better at it. It's just time and focus. But congratulations.
Yeah, good shit.
You
man.
made it through the hoop.
There he goes.
You're
Gary
out,
Curtis.
You're out in the big ocean, baby.
First appearance on Kill Tony. He's on Twitter at GKurtCSB. We're going to move on to the part of the show. Yeah.
It's really fucked up, Red Band, that you didn't ask the black guy to come on Friday to the fucking ice house. After that.
Oh, shit.
And he's light skinned too. Come on, man.
That's a very good point.
Boom.
I'm just saying, man.
There's no light skin spots.
No
Brian either
Just think about
goes
that.
hard white or hard dark.
Yeah, we have like a certain quantity of.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's already booked.
Put
Actually,
him
the
on-
only reason I added that guy because we had one person drop off.
Oh, okay.
This is the final part of our show where we used to have two regulars, but one's under 21 is no longer allowed to come to the club or be on the show. Yeah.
For real?
So
Won't let
Who
her
was that?
come through the back?
yeah,
no
they
more
won't let her
underage
do
kids.
anything anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody gets
But
shot
you know-
and then everything changes.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
not
true.
too soon.
It's true. That's why and when
That's
it
why.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
They crack down on everything.
But I think there's different rules for performers.
There is, but they're like not even
They just-
acknowledging it.
Yeah, I guess that was not true.
Who was that anyway?
That was Ali Makovsky, who's still crushing, the scene. She's out there, just a monster who's so funny.
So
But
she can work at other clubs. She just can't work here.
yeah.
Yeah, she was on the show we did at the Improv the other day, Joe.
Hopefully she'll be back in 10 months.
Oh, I saw her.
Yeah.
But this other new regular has been writing and performing a new minute every single week. She's known for her nervousness and goofy style. Put your hands together for Melissa Esslinger, ladies and gentlemen.
So I didn't know I had a middle finger till I moved to LA. I was driving and it just like shot up one day, and like it surprised me. Like it was like a Jack in the Box. It just boop. That wasn't the sound I was going for, but that's okay. And it wasn't like a half-ass little hipster finger either. It was like a full-blown firm fuck you finger. Of course, me being me, I immediately felt bad and then was like, sorry. I just think, like, I lost my track. If you have two fingers up, it's kind of like Edward fuck you hands. And I was wondering, like, how that started, like, the middle finger thing. Like, I wonder if, like, the Native Americans, like, had it as, like, a greeting, but then Christopher Columbus came and was just like, fuck you, that's mine. And he took it.
Good job.
Boom. Applause break to close. Melissa Esslinger with another new regular minute. And that was all on one topic, which I believe that's the first time that we've seen that. Normally you have shorter jokes and move around. That was all middle finger.
Yeah.
Huh.
When you did the middle finger and then you said, like, then you immediately apologized, you
Yeah.
could maybe put something in there like, I made it a peace sign instead, and, you know, and if you had 2 fingers, it was like Nixon or something. I don't know. Like, you could maybe
Right.
add something to that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely. What was the person doing when you flipped him off?
I don't even remember. I was so surprised by my reaction. I don't even remember,
Yeah.
honestly. It was something stupid when we were driving. I don't
Huh.
know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think nervousness is a funny mechanism. like usually as a comic, you try to run from it and try to not look nervous.
Yeah.
But I like the possibilities of your nervousness when I was looking at it. It's like messing up almost helps you more too.
Yeah, if you're nervous,
like-
people root for you to get it right. Like,
Yep.
come on, hang in there. And then if you can come with some good jokes when you're nervous, like, boom, all right, a reward.
Yeah.
You know, they stuck with you and you made them laugh.
Yeah. Makes it extra surprising.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is it, I'm sorry, is it natural? Or is it, like, do you, like, accentuate it on stage?
Oh no, I don't. It
That's just-
happens. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. Own it. Own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the-
it's almost braver to own it, to be honest, because I know I covered up mine when I started,
Yeah.
and it probably didn't work, but but it's better to own it.
This is actually the best I've ever seen her. I mean, I think the Sarah Silverman episode, her nervousness was so shaky that you could almost not talk.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
You're doing better. The last couple weeks, you've really shown a lot of improvement.
Thank you.
How much do you get up?
An absolute minimum of 4 nights a week, but usually like almost every day.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what you got to do. That's
Yeah.
What's up?
That's great. Melissa Esslinger,
Thank
you did
you.
it again. A brand new minute. We have a little bit of extra time left, so I'm going to bring up one of our old favorites here on Kill Tony. He hasn't gotten up in a very long time. This is a real human being who we love and we root for. What you're about to see is real. He's not playing a character. This is a brand new minute of stand-up from Eric Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am a real person, and I am from the state of Mississippi. And my home state could be a bit tricky. Between the obesity and the pregnant teenagers, it's hard to tell who's knocked up. But I've been feeling homesick lately. I haven't been home in a year. One thing I miss the most are them trailer park whores. They are the best. You can smoke cigarettes in the bed. You can piss off the porch. The things I took for granted. This year, thank you. This year's been 10 years since I've been to England. And what I learned about the women in the UK, they either look like Kate Middleton or Nanny McPhee. There ain't no middle class. I blame socialism.
Wow. Dropping some smart shit out. Not expecting that from Eric Carter. I love that. That's a brand new minute. You look really fucking pumped, like you just like knocked somebody out or something.
That was
like
funny, dude. That was funny.
Yeah.
The cigarette and bed shit and the pissing off the that was very funny. Beautiful.
I absolutely love it. We've watched you for I feel like a couple of years now from afar on this show. You know you're in, then you're on the road for 6 months, and then you're back, and then you whatever. And you always do so good, and it's always so funny to watch you because you're so you know.
How long you been doing stand-up?
3.5 years. Started in 2012.
You're funny, dude. You're really funny. You could totally, yeah. 100%. You could totally make it.
Whatever you do, don't lose that accent.
No. Be yourself, man.
I'm sorry. I'm jealous of that accent and afraid of it at the same time.
1 second I'm funny, the next I'm gonna kill you.
That's funny shit, man.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's funny shit.
Well, there you go. Eric Carter,
Very good
congratulations.
delivery, too.
Thank
man.
you.
There you go.
Really
Little
good
spot.
delivery.
Thank you.
Crowd favorite, Eric Carter. There he goes. Eric Carter, everybody.
Here's my favorite.
He's great, right?
He's very funny. That's
You
good.
know,
That guy's good.
a lot of people are fiery about Eric Carter on the internet.
That's hilarious shit, man.
We got a drawing. Look at that. Ryan J. Belt drew that from beginning to end, live, right in front of your faces.
Wow.
That's
And
great.
is Joe Black?
Is Joe Black?
Make you black.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. He gave you Muhammad Ali head.
That's
Perfect.
hilarious.
Not only did he bake you black, he gave you a fro as well, Joe.
hilarious.
Fro Rogan, if you will.
Once all digital recordings are deleted in the Great Apocalypse, the only evidence of this show will be a black guy on stage with you guys.
That's true.
I won't be a part
People
of
are going to try to figure out who that was. We did it. Thank you so much, Ian Edwards, Joe Rogan. Guys, anything you guys want to promote? Joe Rogan Experience, of course. I mean, everybody knows about that. Ian?
Twitter at Ian Edwards Comic.
I love it.
Ian Edwards is going to be with me in Denver and
yeah.
Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah. we're doing this.
And Red Band and I are going to bring Kill Tony to Pittsburgh and Columbus, Ohio.
Jesus! Be careful!
November 27th, we'll be in Pittsburgh, and November 29th, we'll be in Ohio. That's Thanksgiving week, so check it out.
Check out all of Ryan J. Ebelt's prints at ryanjebelt.com and Patty Reagan's music. Follow him at Patty Reagan.